Good day. This is the Steppin' Gamer. Today I'm playing Fate of the Fellowship by Zman Games. I'm playing it at the Legendary level. Because of the way this pandemic system works, the Legendary level doesn't feel very different from the Standard level when you start. But as you play and start encountering more and more Skies Darken cards that raise the threat level, which in turn raises the number of shadow cards you turn over each turn, it suddenly gets very dark very fast. Two things I do differently. Rather than having 6 objectives out at once, I have 4 objectives because that's easier for me to keep track of when I'm playing solo. And the other 2 are here and I don't know what they are until I complete one of these, so that there's never more than 4 at one time. This actually adds the challenge because I can't see ahead what's coming up. The other thing I do differently is I play my Council of Elrond variation. When I begin, the Destroy the One Ring objective is not available. I have the Council of Elrond event card over it. Now, sometime during the game, I can elect to play the Council of Elrond. In fact, I must elect to play it because I cannot access the Destroy the Ring objective until this event card is resolved. When I play the Council of Elrond event card, all player characters must go to Rivendell for the council. It's usually better to play it sooner because Frodo can't start moving towards Mordor until the council decides that's what he's going to do. It is also a good way to get him out of Eriador because the Nazgul begin to pile up there and it becomes very hard for him to move. Now for today's game, I'm playing a 3-player solo version. So there's player 1, 2, and 3. We have Frodo and Sam and Aragorn, played by player 1. Player 2 plays Faramir and Arwen, and player 3 plays Gimli and Merry and Pippin. When I set it up, these were all drawn randomly. I set it up, I drew the objective cards. Today's objectives, of the 4 objectives, Faramir and Gimli are required, and of course, as always, Frodo and Sam are required. The other objectives I have are Challenge Sauron, which means I gotta get 2 dwarves, 2 elves, and 3 Gondorians to North Ithilien with the character. I also have Secure the Crossing of the Anduin, which requires Faramir to go to Osgiliath and build a haven. And the last one I have is Lift the Shadow from the Dwarven Lands. Now of the region cards I drew, one of them was the Eagle's event card, which allows me to move 1 character to any location. That's going to work marvelously because this allows Gimli to teleport over to the Air Luin, raise his dwarven armies, slay the orc that's there, and then boom, right off the bat, we've got one of these taken care of. Enough yada yada yada, let's do this. Okay, we activate Gimli. Gimli hops on an eagle and goes soaring all the way across the board to the Air Luin. Now to get this done in 1 turn, he's got 4 actions. He's going to spend 3 to raise 3 dwarven armies. That gives him 4 dwarven tokens in Air Luin. Now he's just going to roll 1 die for combat. He's got 1 action left. He's going to use it to attack that orc. He's going to roll 1 die. He's only going to kill 1 orc. And the extra dice are just going to threaten to cost him more dwarves. I can get it done this turn if he doesn't lose any dwarves. It's worse than that. He loses 2 dwarves because of all the Nazgul. Alright, we'll have to wait till next turn. Merry and Pippin gain a heart token as their action. Player 3 draws 2 cards. And now we draw 2 shadow cards. The first card has the orcs leaving Moria, marching on Rivendell. Second card has Near Herod marching on Erebor. Following the line backwards, we go across Dol Guldur, move that orc up. Then we get all the way down to Near Herod, and a large army of Southrons moves in to Horondor. Frodo and Sam aren't going to do anything, but what am I going to have Aragorn do? Aragorn moves to Rivendell. He turns in a heart card and raises an elf army. Then he takes the 2 elf armies and attacks the orcs in Holland. Let us see if we can have a more fortunate roll. Well, he's going to lose 2 armies, and they show 1 shadow army, but he's Aragorn. That means he kills 2. With Frodo and Sam's action, I'm going to turn in a ring card to get a ring token. Only 4 more are needed, and now we draw 2 cards for player 1. Get a cloak card, and our first Skies Darken. So the threat level goes up 1. the eye should be over here for Aragorn's attack. So now it goes back over here. Thank you, Aragorn. Under the cover of darkness, we add 3 armies to Mount Doom, and the danger intensifies. I choose to view it as a good thing that this came up this early, because hopefully it'll be a while before the next one comes up. But now, let's do these 2 shadow cards. Near Herod to Helm's Deep. These 4 orc armies attack Pelargir. Come on, you hapless Gondorians, make them pay. They do. They're destroyed, but they take 2 of them with them. And the second shadow card places an orc in Moria and sends 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Now we go to player 2 with Faramir and Arwen. Faramir is going to use his Wisdom of the Eldar ability, spend an action, recover a ring card. Arwen is going to spend 2 actions, recovering a couple elves. And with those elves, she's going to descend on Holland, and she and Aragorn are going to finish off those orcs. Rolling 2 dice. Ooh, the Nazgul are getting nasty. They do kill 1 orc, and because it's Aragorn, they kill another orc, but they lose 2 for a Nazgul result. Of course, they're in love, they don't care. Player 2 draws 2 cards, one of which is the Elven Cloaks and Rope event card. That allows 1 character to travel alone up to 2 spaces, and not roll for searches. That would be one way to get Frodo out of Eredor. Do we want to call the Council of Elrond? Not right now, because the eye was just drawn to Rudar because of the combat. At this point, we choose to believe Frodo will be alright. But let's draw a couple event cards and see. First one is Isengard to Rivendell. That sends some Dunlendings north. The huge army of Uruk-hai are seen at the fords of Isen. You know what? I'm not ready to have the Council of Elrond yet, because I want to finish up Gimli's objective near Luin and get rid of that orc. The second event card is the Drums of War. We're adding shadow troops to Mordor. Now we're on player 3's turn. Gimli is going to raise 3 more dwarves, and he attacks. He doesn't like that result. He's going to use a ring card to re-roll it. They each lose 1. And now there are no orcs in Dwarven lands, and there are 4 dwarves in the Arid Luin. That completes this objective. We gain a hope. Player 3 earns 2 Valor tokens. Merry and Pippin earn another Friendship token. And because we completed an objective, and we're playing for 6 objectives, we're going to replace it. The Oathbreakers fulfill their duty. And Aragorn is present this game, so we don't need to swap him out for a different character. That's actually not a bad one to do, to have on our list. Player 3 draws a couple cards, and now we have to draw some more shadow cards. An army appears in Umbar, and 3 black chickens go to the Eye from Mordor. There's 1, nothing left in Mordor, 2, and 3. The second shadow card places another army in Umbar and moves 2 Nazgul closer to Frodo. So the 2 that just came over there go back. And now it's player 1's turn. Frodo and Sam and Aragorn. Let's get it over with. Let's call the Council of Elrond. Everybody goes to Rivendell. Frodo and Sam, Merry and Pippin, Aragorn, Arwen, and Gimli. Then 1 character may pass a symbol token to another character. Player 3 is going to give a heart token to player 1. Frodo and Sam have 4 actions. They're going to use 3 of them to take 3 ring cards from the other players. He's going to use his last action to prepare, and he's in Rudar, and this is a Rudar card. So when he prepares and gets the ring token, he also gets a friendship token. These friendship tokens are great for Frodo and Sam to have because Sam can use them to cancel the effect of 1 search die roll. One thing I want to do to make this clear to look at is I'm going to zoom in so it's just the board, and then I'll narrate what's going on off board. There, that should make things a little easier to see. Aragorn's going to take a cloak card, and the whole fellowship is going to move over to Carrick and get away from the Eye and all those Nazgul. And player 1 draws 2 cards, one of which is another Skies Darkened card. The threat level goes up, and now we're drawing 3 cards. Let's draw those 3 shadow cards and see what we get. Another Southron appears in Far Heron, and then deploy 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Nothing in Mordor, most of the Nazgul are in Eredor. So 2 go to the Misty Mountains, and 1 from Rudar seems to have tagged along with the Fellowship. Now the Wheels of Saruman, and player 3 surrenders 2 cards. And our third shadow card, Orcs from Moria, move towards Rivendell. 1 from Holland to Tharbad, and 1 from Moria to Holland. Now everything they need to do and objective-wise at this point is south of them. But while they're doing all this, they sort of got to shore up their northern defenses. Arwen can do 4 actions, and they're going to keep the Fellowship together. She's going to use 2 actions to move to the Woodland Realm. And the Woodland Realm should prevail upon Thranduil to raise a couple more Elvish armies. Faramir should be up here. I don't know, I forgot to move him. So there he is. He's up there too. Now, Faramir says this elven confab is great, but I really think things are better over in Erebor. Everyone goes to Erebor. Player 2 draws 2 cards, and they get Lembas. Those will be handy. We're getting a lot of mobile event cards. That's cool. Now we do 3 more shadow cards. Isengard to the Grey Havens. Dark forces are attacking Dol Amroth and Helm's Deep. At Dol Amroth, 1 Southron army and 1 Gondorian army. And now for Helm's Deep. It's a costly battle, but Saruman's Uruk-hai take Helm's Deep. Whenever these folks go south, there'll be plenty to do. They lose 3 hope. That was 1 card. The second shadow card. Near Herod to Erebor. The Orcs in southern Mirkwood move north. And the Southrons in near Herod move to Horondor. Boom. 1 more shadow card. Bring it. Saruman boils up a new bag of orcs of Uruk-hai and Isengard. And 2 Nazgul move closer to Frodo. They're seen flying out of the Misty Mountains and over Mirkwood. But now player 3 with Merry and Pippin and Gimli. Merry and Pippin stay friendly, get another friendship token. Gimli runs to the Iron Hills and grabs some Scottish dwarves. Boom, boom. That was 2 actions. With his remaining 2 actions, he grabs 2 more dwarves. You can never have too many dwarves. Now, one reason you have to eventually break up the Fellowship is every time any of your characters fights, it draws the eye, and that's where Frodo is, because he's hanging out with you. So we may have to move these guys. But first, player 3 draws a couple cards, and then, hey, 3 more shadow cards. Now they're going from Moria to Minas Tirith. Nothing happens. We place another army in Umbar. Umbar is filling up. And we shift the eye to Frodo's region. Boom. And the last shadow card sees another orc appearing at Nirn. Frodo and Sam, player 1 is going to take the ring card that player 2 has for 1 action. Then for his next 3 actions, he's going to take 3 ring cards with 3 prepare actions and add 3 rings. Now Frodo and Sam have all 5 ring cards that they need. The Fellowship has completed its most needful task. And with 1 action, Aragorn and Faramir begin heading south, and they stroll into Lake Town. That completes player 1's turn, except for the drawing of cards. And the 3 shadow cards are more orcs in Dol Guldur, and then 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Nothing in Mordor, so we go by the most heavily concentrated area first. Hello, Eredor, bam. Then Mirkwood, bam. Then Rudar, bam. Second shadow card is near Herod to Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep is already full. The troop in Horondor slides up into Pelargir. And the final dark card is troops in Nirn moving to Helm's Deep. It's going to be an orc convention in Helm's Deep, apparently. Minas Morgul empties into South Ithilien. And the orcs from Nirn move to the Plateau of Gorgoroth. And now we go to player 2, who has Faramir and Arwen. Well, what remains of the Fellowship is going to move back to the Woodland Realm. And they bring 2 dwarves with them, leaving 2 dwarven armies in Erebor. Now there is a Nazgul there that will require a search. Nah, Dave ain't here, man. Okay, they don't find anything. And because she can, and everyone loves the party, Arwen's going to raise 3 more elves, courtesy of Thranduil, in the Woodland Realm. And then, Faramir and Aragorn head up the Old Forest Road. And now, because an objective has been completed, the whole dwarves thing, Aragorn now has Anduril, which allows him to remove an orc from his location. Hey you. That completes player 2's turn. They draw 2 cards. And now the 3 shadow cards. Dunland to the Grey Havens. Shh. Boy, we really need to get Gimli there, don't we? Umbar to Helm's Deep, but everyone's going to Helm's Deep. That is 6 orc armies. Well, these are Corsairs, the Corsairs of Umbar. Going to Horondor. And the last card, another orc appears at Dol Guldur. 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. Well, they've got a spare in Eriador. Boom. Now they have a spare in the Misty Mountains. Boom. And now the nearest one's in Mirkwood. That was convenient. And now we have player 3, Gimli and Merry and Pippin. Gimli's going to race to the Air Luin to grab him some dwarves. 1 action. 2 action. Plays a cloak card, because there's a cloak symbol there. 3 actions. 4 action. Elven cloaks and rope. Single character can move 2 more times. He goes to Bree and then the Shire. Then he chomps down on some Lembas. 2 more action. He goes to Air Luin, grabs his comrades, and buys them all a drink at the Green Dragon in the Shire. Gimli was a very busy dwarf. Meanwhile, Merry and Pippin earn another friendship token. They now have 3 friendship tokens, which allows them to use the Give Us a Song ability when they're in the same location as Frodo, and that gains 2 hope. There's not too many ways to gain 2 hope in one fell swoop in this game. That might be coming. Player 3 ends his turn by drawing 2 more cards, one of which is a Skies Darkened card. You know the drill. Sprite goes up 1. Bam. Then you have I See You. Sora's Eye goes, not Soren's Eye, this isn't Scandinavia. Sauron's Eye goes to Mirkwood. And the danger intensifies. Now, danger's intensified, but we're still drawing only 3 cards. Next time it's 4 cards. We get Moria to Minas Tirith on the yellow line. Brings these Dol Guldur troops to southern Mirkwood. No one else moves. This time, bottom card, we get another orc going to Nirn. Shift the eye to Frodo's region. If it's already there, which it is, roll a search. But guess what? There's nothing in Mirkwood right now but the eye. So no dice are rolled. And the last card, Near Herod to Helm's Deep. This is a whole lot of rumbling going on. I'm sure they're going to be hurting units whenever the boys go south. Aragorn's moving. 1. Scratch that. 1. Seeing some orcs and having Anduril, Hendley at his side. That's 1 less orc in the world. Third action will be head towards Daggerlad. As a 4th action, they'll simply walk into the Emyn Muil. Frodo and Sam are in a haven. They're going to prepare another heart card. Pick up a heart token. Remember, those are handy for hiding from Nazgul, if one of you is Sam. Player 1 draws 2 cards, and then we have our gang of 3 shadow cards. More Southrons appear in Near Herod. They're in Umbar. Then 3 Nazgul from Mordor to the Eye. That means 3 of the big black chickens in Dale will go back to the Eye. Boom, boom, boom. Now some Southrons appear in Near Herod. And 2 Nazgul move closer to Frodo. Boom, boom. And finally, orcs from Dol Guldur to Helm's Deep. Nothing there. You know, everyone's going to Helm's Deep. I'm inclined to let it just stay there, occupied. And then I've already lost what I can lose there. And I'll just let it fill up the rest of the game. Player 2's turn, Faramir and Arwen. Well, Arwen says, hey everybody, let's go to Kirak. So Arwen and the Hobbits, 4 elven armies, and 2 dwarven armies are found in the northern Misty Mountains. In fact, that's 1 move. She raises an elf to leave there, and with the remaining 2 moves, everybody heads south. Boom, boom. With 1 action, Faramir and Oregon. And with 1 action, Faramir and Aragorn move to East Enmat. The Fellowship is almost reacquainted. Player 2 draws 2 cards. They drew 2 cards, now they have 8 cards. They're going to use their 1 event card, the Red Arrow. This allows them to move up to 3 friendly troops in the same haven to another haven. 3 of the dwarves in Bree find themselves in Minas Tirith. That was a heck of a party. And now, the 3 shadow cards. Moria to Minas Tirith. Orcs issue from Osgiliath and assault Minas Tirith. They lose 2, but there is that pesky Nazgul here, which causes the friendly forces to lose 2. We're going to lose the 2 Gondorians because the dwarves are precious to us. We need to have them when we get to Osgiliath. You just can't get them around here. And I keep forgetting to do this. This, in the combat portion of the turn, it should be resolved.
That's incorrect.
They both fall. There are no more Gondorian troops on the board. Dol Amroth lies open. Second card drawn sees another orc appear at Dol Guldur. 3 Nazgul move to the eye. Guess what? Getting him out of Gondor saved the outlier in Dale. Now Isengard to Rivendell. They're coming. They're coming to get you. And now we move to player 3. Well, the first action, Merry and Pippin are with Frodo, and they give him a song. 2 cards with the heart symbol, and 1 token with the heart symbol. That raises Hope up 2. And then Gimli moves 1, 2, and he has to spend 2 friendship tokens, which they happen to have. Thank you, Merry and Pippin. In Dol Amroth, he spends a card and a token to raise 2 Gondorian armies in Dol Amroth. Player 3 draws 2 cards. Now we have 3 shadow cards. Dunlin to the Greyhavens. Orcs move up from Sarnford to Bree. And those are followed by the orcs at Tharbad, moving to Sarnford. They're keeping up. Then we have Near Herod to Erebor on the green line. Orcs are seen moving from southern Mirkwood to the Old Forest Road. Well, they're more sensed moving underneath all these Nazgul. Dol Guldur to southern Mirkwood. This huge army in southern Ithilien moves up to Osgiliath. And 1 Dark Force issues out of Near Herod. Bam. And now we go to player 1. And Aragorn is in position to walk the paths of the dead. 1 more shadow card. The Drums of War. Oh good. More orcs. I'm going to end this video here. And then we'll see how quickly we can wrap this up, because I need to walk the paths of the dead, establish a haven at Osgiliath, and then challenge Sauron in the North Ithilien. And I still have 1 more objective. I don't know what it is. And whenever the next Skies Darkened card comes up, we'll be moving to 4 cards a turn. Yikes. Alright gang, not only I played out the rest of the game, and I forgot to turn the camera on. So then I went through a whole explanation of what happened to recap it, finished it up, went to turn the camera off, and realized I still hadn't turned it on. So now the camera is on. The game was lost the moment the Shire fell, and I only had 1 hope left, and the Shire cost me 3, so that the game was over. But even if I hadn't lost the Shire, I only had 1 card left to draw from the deck. I still had to, I turned up the last objective, and it was Avenge Balin, so I had to run up to to Moria, make it a haven, and that would complete that. I got up there soon enough, but I didn't have enough Valor cards or tokens to convert it, and then I still had to get Frodo all the way to the ring. So I was several turns from where I needed to be. And you'll notice that Frodo is down here swarming with Nazgul. And at this point, we're up to 5 shadow cards a turn. And let me tell you, that ain't no picnic. Now I like playing at the legendary level because I like playing the game irrespective of whether or not I win or lose. It's just so fun to play and watch it unfold. I guess I've got no choice but to do it again. And that was a very good game.